Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Laura and I like to craft stuff. Today is going to be a more low-key video, but a long one because I finished another sketchbook. I'm so excited. So if that's your thing, stay tuned. If it's not, I'll see you in the next one. Okay, so this sketchbook I got in 2018. I slowly worked my way, hopping around page to page, so this is not in order of when I actually did them. And through it, I broke my wrist. So it's very interesting. I feel like it shows a lot, but I'm very excited to have finished this. I do want to give a heads up that some of the content towards the end might be emotional for some people. It was emotional art for me. I personally feel like art should be that, but this is just your heads up that that might not be for you. That's more towards the end though, so let's get into it. I am going to skip the very first page because that was a commission kind of thing. This is a sketch from a different notebook. This I really enjoyed. I was for a bit playing with Pentel brush pens, and I like that one. But that was definitely this. So this was before I broke my wrist. This was after, like a while after. But I really enjoy. I was trying to play with painting. I think this was acrylic. I switched to gouache though, which I think is much better. This was from a trip to Scotland, and this was after. No, this was before I broke my wrist. I'm not fond of that one. I like this one. This was me using up leftover paints and then trying to create something from it. This was actually also created from leftover paints, and I think it shows really well on camera, surprisingly. Mixed media. So we've got acrylic, we've got oil pastels, colored pencils. It's all right. I really like this one, but I feel like it was influenced, especially the red over the eyes. That is somebody's style, and I, for the life of me, can't remember who it is. So if you know, let me know. But that's was kind of the inspiration for this, and also just doing human studies with paints. I really like this one. But and then this was from a different sketchbook. Oh, hey bro. And the drawing underneath it was scribbles, and I really didn't like it, so I covered it up. I love this one. So the reference I used was from, oh my gosh, why am I blanking it right now? I'll put it in the description, I guess. But they do a lot of nude. They have a lot of nude models for specifically art, and so I was using that. I don't believe I sketched it out. I think I just painted, and I loved the way that it turned out. And then this over here was one of the first watercolors I did when I had my broken wrist, and it was really what kicked me back into getting back into art, because there was a huge gap between when I got this and when I really picked it back up. Yeah, I went over it with a brush pen afterwards, because I mean, it's not great. I had a broken wrist, but this is another one that I had with a broken wrist. This is a healed wrist. I mean, it's not great, but it wasn't bad, and so, yeah. Got me back into watercolor and back into painting. This was me trying the, like, blob and then draw thing. I kind of like it. And then this was actually the first piece I did in this journal, in this sketchbook. I was waiting, I bought this while I was waiting for my car to be fixed. And so I found this picture and I drew it out, and then I pen-tailed over it, and I mean, it's beautiful. I loved it. But there was definitely, I would say with art, it's not a straight line to better. Sometimes art dips down and then goes back up. So it's just very interesting, because I wouldn't say that all of my pieces in here are great. This is gouache, and from my trip to Catalina when I was in middle school. The photos references were from that. I painted it as an adult. And then a little self-portrait with colored pencil. Here we have some sketches. I really, really like her. The bunny looks good too. I like her face. I like her face, but this was me also taping over something else. This is mainly gouache, and it's leftover paints again. I really enjoy doing that, and I really like what comes out of it sometimes. I'm not sure what was going through my mind while I was painting this, but I like it. And then this is actually not finished, and I don't know that I am going to finish it, because I took the picture on my way to visit family a long time ago, and it was like a beautiful day out, and the boat was so nice, and it was just lovely. And actually on camera it doesn't look so bad, but I just lost inspiration for it. So there we go. I don't feel like going back to that. And that's okay. Sometimes that's okay. So these two are acrylic, and again, me using up paints. I had considered going back and like adding to it, because I was still trying to paint figure studies and like practice figure studies. But I decided to leave them as they are. Some sketches of my mom's dog, Percy. I really, really like this one. He's so cute. And some doodles. This is a self-portrait. Some blue jays. I really like how this one turned out. I only used pen, so there was no erasing. And I feel like I did a pretty good job. Could I do it again? I don't know. This was from a different journal where I was using up paints and messing around, and I was covering up something gross, something I don't like underneath it. And then this one was just a sketch, and I wanted to test out some alcohol markers that I got. I should not have tested on this page, but alas, I did. I'm not crazy about her, but I think I didn't want to deal with trying to make it better. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not great. I love this page. So I'd been watching Ink Masters, and all of the ideas for tattoos and seeing everybody's artwork got me so inspired that I did this and a lot of other things to come. You can kind of see some of it. I really do. I really like that one and that one. Like, a lot of these were good. I'm not crazy about that one. But I absolutely love this one. This is gouache, and it took me a while. A lot of blending. I believe it was a multiple sitting, like multiple day kind of thing. But the end result, it's so beautiful. And it's funny because I wasn't intentional, but I feel like some of these accidental washes that I did made it look more like velvety in texture. I absolutely am so proud of that. Proud of this page in general, but especially of that one. But a lot of people want tattoos of roses and tattoos of snakes, so I did draw some snakes here. I'm really surprised that the pencil's so... Maybe I should go over that or something. Because the pencil drawing is really nice. Maybe it's getting washed out because of this one. I really like this one. All of my Pinterest, all of my reference photos were from Pinterest. This was inspired actually several months before my cousin wound up passing away. And I wonder if she was reaching out to me. This is of Keatyn. She is known for guiding people and the dead down to, you know, where they're supposed to go, at least in Greek mythology or whatever. And she's also known for usually the symbology. She has a dog and a horse, so I painted that. It's funny, so I tried to make her look more like the people from the region she's from, and I feel like I made her look like Cher accidentally. And then the baby, I hate the baby's face. I'm really mad at the baby. But I don't know that I can fix it because I used a lot of black. I feel like the baby's face looks a little scary. But I'd like to think that the baby is actually my cousin, and that's Keatyn taking my cousin down to the dead, I guess. My cousin was 28. Her name is Gwen. Another self-portrait. I actually really like this one. I wanted it to be kind of, I guess, realistic. And then, or not realistic, you know what I mean. And then this was using leftover paint. Sometimes I just like to draw a face to see if I can do it without any references. And I really like this one. More snakes. I really like this one. So these are all colored pencil and then watercolor as a background. And then this is gouache. And actually, I really like most of it, except for the background color. And I don't know if I mean, that would be such an easy fix to go in and change the background color. But I don't even know what color I would want it to be. But yeah, I like that one a lot. This was 2 pages of trying to use a paint. I was trying for this one, this is acrylic, they're both acrylic. I was trying to do more of a like impressionistic bouquet of flowers without reference, and I don't think it worked very well. And then on this one, I was just making shapes and then drawing what I thought I saw out of those shapes. So they turned into fishes. And then I feel like I used a Sharpie on top of that to draw on top of the fishes. I really like the way that this turned out. And I believe this is just a gel pen. But that was difficult, so I stopped, and that's why it's only on there. But I really like that one. Sometimes you just gotta let the paints do what they want, or the materials do what they want. And then some squirrels. I was doing a thing where I was trying to practice different materials. So I would sketch them all out, and then this was a micro pen, this was a brush pen, this was colored pencil, and then this was gouache. I really like the gouache. I think painting is my thing. This page was drawn shortly after my cousin passed away, and I was dealing with my grief. And then this was painted later. I was, again, trying to mess around. This is gouache. I'm not crazy about this one, but there are others that I did in different journal or sketchbooks that I like better. Like, not of the same reference, but of a similar style. So sometimes you just gotta practice. I was trying to work, I'm not very good at like cartoony styles, so I was trying to like do that and draw people. I really like her, and I like her, but I don't know if this was, I don't know if this is my style. And it's Hey Barbie, because this was after I watched the Barbie movie. We got some toads. I really like this one. It's so funny because this is like, it's just, I don't know. It's not realistic or anything, but I just really like that one. I feel like overall I did really well on my toads, but I also do really like my gouache toad. All the dots and stuff. I think it turned out really nice. This is a gouache painting done from my trip to Germany. The photo reference was for that. I painted it much after the fact. And then this was an idea I had of doing Hecate, the 3-faced version, as the Gotham City Sirens. I don't think this is... I like the idea. I don't think I executed it very well, so I think I need more space in order to do it, because I have a really hard time drawing faces so small. I would like to think that I have improved enough. I might try this one again sometime, somewhere. This was a drawing I was doing for a friend, but I never actually finished it in time for their uses, so I just kept it. I was going to paint over this because I used alcohol markers on the other page, but I decided not to. This was the first time I have ever used alcohol markers. And let's just say I need a lot of practice. They're not great. It is what it is. But over here, I did a gouache painting of a girl off of Pinterest, and I swear I wrote down, I did, go me, but it's in pencil and I need to read it. Nadia Lee Cohen. So I think that's the photographer, but maybe the girl and the photographer are the same. I don't remember. I like it. It's a little off, but I like it. And I had a lot of fun doing it. I think gouache is my medium, honestly, because it's similar to like oil. Not that I've ever used oil, but the concept, I guess, of like blending and all that. It's not as like smelly. It is water activated, which is nice because acrylic is not. So once acrylic dries, you're kind of effed, which is why I like gouache. I think I'm much better at blending with gouache. I tried it with acrylic. Man, that was just not it. Here we have a drawing, again, off of Pinterest. I don't know if I wrote down this one. I think it was an ad for some clothing company. And then here is where I began to create art as a witness to some of the things going on over in the Middle East right now. And this one, it was a photo of a man cradling his baby. And it was really hard to see. And this baby is not alive. And then we've got, this was a protest in Austin, Texas. And I do have the reference down here, Nora Abdi. I did a screenshot from a video, but I really like the shading on the flag, so I did watercolor and colored pencil. I don't think this is great. I did a lot of this actually while I was waiting for my tires to get changed. I like it. I like the flag part the best. And then this one is just an expression of grief, and also referencing one of the photos that I saw on Instagram. This is gouache over acrylic. I had painted leftover acrylic on this page. So the teal that you see popping through. I like doing that. I don't know. Mother holding her baby. This is a photo reference of Salma by Motaz Azaza. I think this is actually one of my favorites from this sketchbook. I don't know. It's very high up with that rose. So this was done... First I sketched it out, and then I did watercolor, and then I went over it with colored pencil. I just love the goat, and I'm so happy that, because the photo, the best thing about the photo was her eyes, and how friendly her eyes were. Like, she had seen so much, and yet there was still so much, like, love in them. And I wanted to translate that, and usually that doesn't translate, and I was so scared. But I think it translated quite well, actually. I think I was able to capture that. I think that's why I love this the most. I don't think it actually looks physically like her, but it was the essence that I was after, and so I'm quite proud of that. And then this was me painting a Palestinian artist who dreamt of opening a art studio, and he passed away. And he was doing art therapy before he passed away with the kiddos in Gaza. So I don't think it looks like him. His name was Mohammed Sami. So I painted him and then the Palestinian flag. And then I did Bisan. Now I am so unhappy with Bisan's face in this. I feel like I made her look like she got stung by a bee. I tried so hard, but I do love her hair and I love other aspects of it. So ignore that. I also love these two. I don't think they particularly look like her, but they were taken from her Instagram from before all of this started. Or I guess before October 7th. And I also am really, really proud. So this was watercolor and then colored pencil, and I am really, really, really proud of those. They look like bagels. I don't actually know that they're bagels. Some kind of breaded food. I think I did a really good job on that one. And then this was just gouache with some colored pencil trying to fix her face, and it didn't really work. And then these are some of the journalists who have been unalived by the Israeli army since October 7th. And I wanted to make a little homage. And actually, okay, so I really, really like his face, and his face, and his, and his. I don't think they particularly look necessarily like the people that they're supposed to. I also really like whoop, 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 her face. But this was, aside from being a memorial page for these people, it was a really good exercise actually in different face shapes and features, because they all had different features. I also like her face. I like her face because I feel like I captured some of her energy as well. So I hope that they all rest in peace. Incredibly brave people who put their lives on the line just to show the world what was happening. And then that's the last page. I tried to draw my Abigail. I don't think it's the greatest drawing, but I don't really care about last pages so much. So yeah, that was my sketchbook flip through. This sketchbook, by the way, is a Strathmore. It's a Strathmore Mixed Media 500 series. I don't necessarily know that you need a Strathmore, but I did have fun working in this journal, and it held up pretty well to most things, but especially the paints, which was nice, without it being like actual watercolor paper. So yeah. Thank you so much for joining me and listening to me talk about my sketchbook. I'm sure I will have more to come. All right, I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.